Welcome back to another video, guys. So today we're going to be playing the first two rounds of the Paldea Prologue. It just started today, and I wanted to check it out. Now, I thought that it'd be a 6v6 match where we could pick our whole team, but it's a double battles and we could only choose 4 mons. So it's kind of like ranked battles, like double ranked battles. So that caught me off guard here in selecting on who I want to come on the game. And then I thought that we could only limit one special quote-unquote Pokemon, but this guy registered 4 legendaries, a Paradox Mon, and a Dragonite Pseudo. So I'm just like, oh gosh, this is going to be a heck of a battle. So considering I was taken off guard, I do get pretty much demolished on this match. But anyway, so we lead off with our Mons here, and he has his electric terrain up. So no one will be able to sleep tonight here, and electric types are going to get boosted, and iron Paradox Mons are going to be able to get their boosts off like this iron bundle here. So luckily when he gets switched in, I do get the Draco Meteor off on him, so that's going to do a heck of a lot of damage. Now I don't know if this thing outspeed Dragapult. I think it does in the electric terrain. So I don't want to be in here, but he predicts me switching out the Dragapult, and then he goes for the Hydro Pump on my Tinglu. So that's unfortunate, but I do use the Whirlwind on the Wo-Chen to get it out of here, so that way I can try and do more damage with my attacks here, since Wo-Chen does lower and reduce attack stat damage. But the Chi-Yu ends up coming in here, so I don't want to end up getting hit by Chi-Yu, considering Dragapult is a ghost type and its Terra is ghost, and I believe it outspeeds Dragapult. And Tinglu does not appreciate getting hit with a Hydro Pump in the face here. So that's pretty unfortunate that it gets on the red, but I do end up getting my rocks up, so that way it'll limit my opponent's switch-ins and switch-outs. So now I bring in the Gallade here to try and take out this Chi-Yu using Sacred Sword, since I am Choice Scarfed. I feel that the Iron Bundle is going to want to take out my next Mon coming in, which is the Dragapult, my last Mon. So he does end up going for the Dragapult using Freeze Dry, and then the Chi-Yu comes in and attacks the Dragapult to take it out using Dark Pulse. So the Dragapult does end up going down, and Gallade goes ahead and uses Sacred Sword on the Chi-Yu. That will take it out, and that was the only kill that I managed to grab. So great job, Gallade, but I do end up losing this match, which is pretty unfortunate. But I will say in the next round, I came a little bit more prepared, knowing what to expect, considering they let any amount of legendaries in here. It seems like it's the full Paldea Pokedex, the whole 400 roster, excluding special mons like Cinderace, Greninja, Charizard. So in the next round, I'm telling to myself, okay, if the Ruinous Pokemon are going to come, they're going to try to reduce the defense and special defense stat. So we will definitely see a lot of Chiampaos and Chi-Yus running around. But I bring in my Abomasnow because I feel since these mons are going to be here, I need to get my defense at least back to normal, since they have the defense and special defense stat, and Aurora Veil has the damage of attack and special attacks. So kind of just balances everything out to its normal defense state. So I use the Aurora Veil here, and I anticipate that the Chiampao is going to go for a ice attack against my Tinglu. So I do Terrestrialize here to try and survive a ice type attack, which I do end up predicting that correctly. And I'm thinking here that the Dragonite is going to use Dragon Dance, but he surprisingly uses Extreme Speed turn 1 and Terrestrializes with me, which is pretty funny. But I do end up using Whirlwind on the Dragonite because I think that he's going to Dragon Dance, and that sucks because I could have gotten my Stealth Rocks up and then had a free switch in afterwards, but that's okay. So at this point, I do have the Whirlwind, and the Miraidon comes in since the Dragonite got dragged out, and I did manage to get my Aurora Veil set up, so that was pretty neat. And Miraidon here is not going to benefit from the defense drop that Chiampao is using, except for Chiampao himself. Now, I anticipate that Chiampao is going to use a Dark type attack against the Tinglu, so I do switch into the Gallade, hoping that I can tank an attack since it's just normal damage. But Miraidon does end up using Volt Switch and get me down to half HP. So that's pretty unfortunate, since he does get to pivot there and gain momentum. He does switch in the Dragon Knight again. Now, at this point, I'm thinking, okay, so Abomasnow is looking pretty fat and looking like he can take a lot of hits from the Chien-Pao since I get the defense boost plus the Aurora Veil defense boost, and this Dragonite can't really do anything to me either. So I do end up bringing in the Dragapult, anticipating the extreme speed on the Gallade because he was at half HP, and I am Choice Scarfed, but he ends up using Dragon Claw, predicting the freaking switch. So he does end up getting me and killing the Dragapult in one hit, which is pretty unfortunate. So I switch back into the Gallade, and the Gallade here is essentially going to try and take out this Chien-Pao since it's a 4x weakness. So I'm going to try and use Sacred Sword, which again I mentioned I am Sacred Sword, so I think that I'll be able to take it out. I'm hoping that the Dragonite doesn't use extreme speed on me, which it doesn't, and the Abomasnow manages to live on 3 HP. This dude does not care. He just tanks any attack. The Abomasnow, honestly, this generation is really, really broken because of the snow buff that ice types get, getting that defense boost, similar to the Sandstorm with the special defense boost on rock types. But the Blizzard is going to take out the Dragonite here, which is pretty clutch. And then the last mons here are just Miraidon and the Iron Bundle. So keep in mind that I still have Aurora Veil up. There's about 3 more turns left of Aurora Veil, if I'm not mistaken, at this point in time. So the Iron Bundle ends up using Protect, which is pretty good on my opponent's end because he does predict the Sacred Sword attack, and I could have hit the Miraidon, but later in the match that doesn't matter, and you'll see why. So he does end up protecting from the Sacred Sword, and the Miraidon ends up killing my Abomasnow using Dazzling Gleam. Since I still have the Aurora Veil, my Gallade was able to survive on 3 HP. That doesn't really matter, but it does because here the opponent ends up using Freeze Dry on the Gallade so that it could take out the Gallade, and this allows the opportunity for Abomasnow to, well, not Abomasnow, but Ting Lu to survive and attack. So he does end up surviving because of the Aurora Veil, the Electro Drift, even with that boost. And I have the special attack drop with the Aurora Veil, of course. The special attack drop is the ability of Ting Lu, which is why I love him so much. There's so many special attack threats right now in the Uber meta. I think that he's a perfect counter. So at this point, I do end up getting a critical hit, which it does matter because if he were to have hit me with Electro Drift, he would have killed me, and he would have definitely survived at least 1 hit from Ting Lu since it's not attack invested. But I do end up getting the critical hit, and I do end up taking the Iron Bundle, and that is GG's. Thank you guys for watching.